All right, so we're learning Brachos Daf Zayin, and we're discussing actually what we read about in this week's Parsha, this past week, the revelation that Moshe Rabbeinu has at the burning bush, in which he sees the presence of Hashem. And we had two framings of that event. One framing of that event was that it's one framing of that event was that it's negative, that Moshe Rabbeinu hid his face from looking at the bush. And the other says, and this is the one we're up to right now, this disagrees, this view that criticizes Moshe, saying that him hiding his face was kind of showing a lack of will in perceiving Hashem's presence, disagrees with a teaching by Rab Shmuel Bar Nachmani in the name of Rabbi Yonasan that says B'schar Gimel Zachal Gimel. Moshe Rabbeinu did three things at that event in the presence of the burning bush. It says Vayaster Moshe Ponov Ki Yarei Mehabit El Hoelokim. Moshe hid his face because he was in awe, or he was afraid to look at the presence of Hashem. And so for these three things, he received three things in return. Bishchar Vayaster Moshe Ponov, in the merit of Moshe Rabbeinu concealing his face, Zachar L'Klaster Ponem, he merited to have a shining face. Bishchar Ki Yoreh, because he was in fear, Zachar Vayiru Migeshes Elov, he merited that the Jewish people held him in awe. And Bishchar Mehabit Zachar L'Tmunas Hashem Yabit, and this that he refrained from looking, he ultimately merited to be able to see what he saw when he asked Hashem, Hareini noes kvodecha, show me your glory. That he didn't see directly the presence of Hashem, but he saw it from behind, as described elsewhere. So one way of framing this machlokes between Rabbi Yoshua ben Karcha and Rabbi Shmuel Bar Nachmani and Rabbi Yonasan is a discussion about what is the way in which a person pursues spiritual growth, and or to say that a person would achieve any kind of a deeper spiritual sensitivity, that there are really two paths to that, or two sources from which they come. One is to say that it comes from hard work, and the other says that it comes from humility. One is that you chaparain, that you take advantage of opportunities, and the other is that you really you can't work on the spiritual. You have to only work. You can't chase the spirit. You can only work on yourself. Or another way of framing it is to say, where does the gift of kedusha, of attaining some kind of spiritual sensitivity come from? One says that it comes as a gift from Hashem, and the other says that it's somehow negotiated from Hashem. And when we say that it comes as a gift from Hashem, then you would say that when it's there, perhaps you could say that when it's there, you have to take advantage of it. It comes as a gift from Hashem. And to turn away from it is to somehow reject the gift. And the other says that it comes somehow that one has to be prepared to receive it. And one has to open oneself up and make oneself a proper vessel to receive it. And for this, a person has to work on themselves and to develop themselves and make themselves more humble in order to be able to be open to that which is present. And this brings again to a third perspective on this, which is to say, one says that Hashem's presence is everywhere, and one just needs to make themselves more open to it and more of a better channel to be able to connect with that which is always there. And for this, a person has to make themselves a more kli mezuchach, a more purified vessel. Or another approach is to say that there really are special times and special moments that need to be taken advantage of, and we really need to be aware of them. And those special moments are so powerful and so holy that even if a person is not on a spiritual level, there's something in that moment for them as well.